Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another video. So in this video today I am going to talk about mental health and depression. This is a very sticky topic, but somebody has to talk about it. Everybody these days are depressed. Everybody sometimes are going through some form of depression. Their mental health is affected. A lot of us also are in denial. We do not want to admit the fact that something is wrong with us. Even me, I too go through a series of depression sometimes. And the reason why I'm going to talk on this topic is because this morning I was going through the newspaper on my phone. I like to keep myself aware of what is going on around me. I am a Jamaican, so I follow the news in Jamaica, and I also follow the news here in Trinidad and Tobago. And in other countries where I'm interested in, or other things that I am interested in, I tend to read a lot along those areas. I woke up and I went through the newspaper. All the newspapers in Jamaica is bringing this article. A 12-year-old boy is no longer with us. And this 12-year-old boy, whatever he was going through, it affected him so bad that he wants to put an end to the situation, an end to his existence, an end to living, put an end to be around the people who should care for him, who should support him, who should always be there for him. This 12-year-old boy take up things in his own hand and said enough is enough. So as I am speaking this morning, this 12-year-old boy is no longer with us. This 12-year-old boy was going through so much, and I guess, well, not guess, because normally whatever you're going through, the signs and the symptoms are there. Not everybody is knowledgeable enough to identify these symptoms or these signs. It is alleged. I have to say that because sometimes the newspaper carry news, and at the end of the day what they carry is not really the entire truth. According to the newspaper, the mother said that the child did something wrong. The mother did not indicate what the child did wrong. And the mother told the child to go and apologize to a specific family member that he had done wrong. Instead of apologizing, the boy went away and he did the untimely thing. I don't want to say the word. So the boy went away as if he was going to the family member house to apologize for whatever he had done, but instead he did the opposite. The mother said after certain hours during the night, this boy did not return home, and she called the police. The police was quizzing her, questioning her what really happened, if this normally happened, if there's any other family member or friends that are nearby that he normally attend their places. I guess the mother said yes to everything. The mother said she did not sleep well that night. In the morning she got up and she decided to go to a nearby river to catch water. On her way to the river, she discovered her son in a tree. You know what happened? The tree was there and her son was no longer with us. Sometimes a parent can do, or parents can do so much for a child, but due to society influence, peer pressure, your child tend to do the opposite of what they were taught in the home. I wasn't there. I don't know this child. I don't know this family. I don't know what transpired. I am just speaking based on what I read in the newspaper and based on what I personally know about mental health, things that even me myself have been through. Sometimes our parents are not knowledgeable of the things that their children are going through. And when children mention to them that I am feeling this way, I am feeling that way, sometimes as parents we brush it off as nothing. Children too miserable, children is too fussy, your child is this, your child is that. You need to listen to your children. Even though they are young, sometimes they know what they're going through. They just have difficulties expressing it. And because of that, they express their frustration in other ways that you and I may not like. I like to make my little notes to ensure that I bring you the correct points, and I do my little research, so whatever comes to my mind and I decided to talk about it, I also enhance my thoughts with additional research. I normally say this to myself and say this to people: mental health is important. If you're in a situation and you're stressed, I understand that a lot of us are in situation and there is no way out. This is easier said than done. Sometimes people will pretend as if they understand what you're going through when they themselves have never experienced it. As a child growing up, there were times when I was depressed. In yesterday's video, I talk about my loneliness and why I choose to be a loner. A part of my video, I talk about there were certain things in my family that I did not like. Even as a child, I understand from early things wasn't right. I did not like it, but as a child, what can I do about it? But I normally tell people, and I tell myself all the time, I was born into a situation I never asked to be here. I came here, and I have no control of the situation that I was born in. But what I do have control over is to change the situation that I'm born in and grow up in. And little by little things are changing. Thank God for that. Mental health is good for everybody, young and old. But right now in this video, I am talking about children. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because of how children, sometimes they go through a lot of, sometimes this is the way how they deal with their situation. They just put an end to the means. A lot of things contribute to our mental health. Good food, believe it or not. Good food contributes to your mental health. It also contributes to your growth and development. So if you're not eating properly, if you're not eating on time, you won't be happy, you will not look healthy. So good food contribute to your mental health. Adequate sleep and shelter contribute to your mental health. Sometimes due to the circumstances, you may not get as much rest, you may not have good shelter. A lot of parents always say, the children are here, they have to live. Just like other children live, just like how other people eat, just like how other people do this, do that, their children will do the same and live. There is more to it. Sometimes children go through a lot and their parents don't even know. You know why? Because their parents is not available to listen to their children. Their parents is not available to identify the signs and the symptoms that indicate that something is wrong. No child, no one get up and start to be strange just like that. The signs are always there. Sometimes parents are depressed, and due to their depression and the behaviors that they display due to depression, they even make their children depressed. I too, growing up based on the behavior of my parents, I wasn't happy about it. In life you live and learn, and as you grow older you try to make the changes in your life. Another benefit that contribute to good mental health is exercising. It's good to exercise. Children need to be active, they need to be around children, their peers, so that they can play and learn from each other. We have some nowadays parents, all they do is give their children tablets and phone, and they stay in a corner and they will watch the tablet or watch whatever is on the tablet from morning until night. All they do is just eat and go back to the tablet, eat and go back. I am not saying that parents should not do these things, but what I'm saying, you need to monitor these things. Children need to socialize. But sometimes you're living in certain environments or in certain communities. It is not safe. You as a parent, you're going to pick and choose who your child interacts with, which is a good idea. At the same time, the child needs to exercise, the child needs to socialize, the child needs to get out of the home, because there is more to the home or the child immediate environment. An next factor that contributes to good mental health in children, everybody, is your health. Immunization. Believe it or not, a lot of parents, they just want to know that their child is not showing any signs or symptoms of being sick. And once that is the case, they don't take their child to the doctor. Their child is not fully immunized. Their child do not get all the vaccines. They said the parents should know what is best for the child, but sometimes the decisions that parents made for their children is not the right one. They are the parents. Sometimes it is very hard to convince them otherwise, that what they are doing is not actually the right thing. The final point that I want to talk about that contributes to good mental health is healthy living environment. This is so important. A lot of us live in an environment which is not healthy. Every day you're a neighbor cursing, you're a neighbor behind you cursing, the one in front of you cursing, and they're using a lot of expletives and a lot of words that is not good for children. A lot of words that children should not be hearing. Sometimes they live in an environment and all that is in the environment is war, is crime. Sometimes in your home you cannot come out. In your home you can't even open your windows. You can't even look by the neighbor. Maybe they think that you're watching them. And all these little things contribute to conflict. Sometimes when we have these conflicts and children do not say anything, not because they don't say anything does not indicate that they are not affected by it. Children need good living environment. Children need a good home. They need good family support. Unfortunately, a lot of people think that giving a child food, clothing the child, providing shelter, that is all. Sometimes when you have these children who are troubled from such a younger age mentally, they grow up in society and they carry all these baggage, all these hurt, and they carry everything with them, and then when you realize they become one big baggage. They have so much problem, they cannot get along with nobody. Everything is a problem to them. It all starts from somewhere. So your mental health is very important. Take your mental health seriously. Don't let anybody come in your space and destroy the mental health of your family and of your children. I know it is easier said than done. I know, because a lot of us, we are not living in our own places. A lot of us, we don't have our own conveniences. We have to be sharing with friends, family members. And when you're in somebody's space, sometimes there is nothing you can do about the decision that those person made, about the things that they do. Sometimes you have to do the unthinkable, but at the same time, try your best to work as fast as you can out of that situation for the health of your child, for the benefit of you and your child. Your child will thank you later for these things. You bring a child in this world, your child is your responsibility, your child is your priority. Crime is taking over the world, and most of the crime is done by your people. This is why a lot of children do not get along with their parents, because of the things that they used to do when they were much younger. So as a parent, do what is best for you and your child. Even if your child do not acknowledge what you're doing, God sees and knows that you have done your best.